just that innocence of, like, not wanting to go there. Um, and yeah, I mean, if he woulda got laid, maybe he wouldn't need a talking chair.
Yay. Well, hello, audience. Welcome back to Core Memory, a podcast about movies. I'm your host, Cortney Warner, and I'm stoked, so stoked this week to bring a very special guest. She's an absolutely hilarious comedian. She's crushing it all over the country. You've seen her on Netflix as a joke. You've seen her at South by Southwest. You've seen her comedy specials. You've seen her on Don't Tell. Absolutely incredible comedian. Please welcome everybody, Kristen Toomey.
Hey.
Oh my God, Kristen, I'm so excited you're on here. Thank you for being here.
Thank
Uh,
you for having me. I was just saying I adore you, and I think you're
oh,
so funny, and I'm so happy to be chatting with you. So thank you for having me.
of course, and truly, the feeling is so mutual. It's so likewise. I'm excited to be hanging out. How are you doing? What's been going on?
I'm good, dude. I've been doing a lot of Zooms. This is my 3rd one today. And, I'm doing some meetings, and, I'm hosting the Chicago Emmys coming up
Hell yeah.
ne next week, and so just getting the monologue ready and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, and, yeah, something a little out of my comfort zone,
Yeah.
a big event like that, and, so I'm excited, for the challenge.
Yeah. So do you have a team of writers that you're working with on the monologue? Or are you writing it purely yourself, or how does that work out?
So I have 2 friends, Jim Flanagan and
Mm-hmm.
Maggie DiPaolo.
Mm-hmm.
They both just did Maitland down by you.
Oh yeah, their names sound super familiar. So that must be where I've seen their names. That's cool.
Yeah. So they helped me write it, and then, um, I wrote it for, like, 8 minutes. We wrote it for, like, 8 minutes, but it turns out I only need, like, 4 and a half. So when I found that, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so easy."
Yeah.
Now, knock on wood, but so, yeah, should be pretty good. We've got a couple bits in between
Yeah.
the show. The show's kinda long, so,
Mhm.
um, yeah, it's something that, I feel like I've been doing this 17 years next
Yeah.
month,
Wow. Yeah.
and I don't think I woulda gotten a gig like this until just now, really. I think I was a little too wild for or rough for something
Yeah.
like this until now. So it's nice they're trusting me to do it.
Yeah. No, there is something also, congratulations on your almost anniversary. My 9 years will be in January as well. Or no, in January, so a month after you. Or 2 months after you, or after your I'm thinking, like, for some reason, I think we're in December. It's only October. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on.
I don't know
Um,
when we are, but it doesn't matter.
it doesn't you know what? It doesn't actually fucking matter, honestly, at this point,
Life
but,
is only one day or whatever they say.
literally, and so but I like that you said that, like, you wouldn't have gotten this gig until at this point in your career, because I think there are things that, like, you are like, "Oh, I should have this now," like, year 1, you know what I mean? It's like, no, like, maybe not, and I've been getting hit with that realization, coming in on 9 years as well, where I'm just like, "Yeah, things are working out now." Earlier, I was a hot mess. There was no reason why things should have worked out earlier, you know?
Yeah, and it's almost like you get to the point where you go, "Oh, thank God I didn't get that then
Dude.
or
Yeah.
at all."
Yeah.
And, there's some things where it's like you think that's what you want, and then you see people get it and they're fucking miserable, and you're like, "Oh, man,
Yeah.
that's not where it's at all." So, I do think everything that's meant for you will find you,
Mhm.
and we do have to be patient. But you know what? You also need that false sense of delusion where you think it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
on the corner at all times to keep going.
Yeah.
You need that carrot on the stick because if somebody would have said to me like, "Yeah, it's gonna be this number of years before you get this thing,"
Yeah.
like South by, I gave up on that dream. That was when I first started something I wanted,
Yeah.
and then I gave up on that, completely forgot about it, and then I
Mhm.
got it. So it's
Yeah.
like but, if you woulda said to me year 1, like, "Yeah, that's not gonna happen until you're 16 years in," I would have said,
Yeah.
"I'm fucking quitting," you know?
Dude, yeah. No, and that's beautiful. That's like, oh, this is the goal that you had, and then it finally happened. Like, it is, like, I think for comedians, it's not like like, it's just how your endurance level, you know what I mean? Because it just kinda, like, things will happen. Isn't it crazy? It's a marathon, and everything in entertainment kind of is, but, like, I think we luck out as comedians that the older you get, the better you get, you know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
more people are like, "Yeah, you have something to say. I wanna hear that," you know? So
Yeah, that's sort of like what's happening with me right now too, and I just finally got management, and that was kinda what they were saying is I think I had to age into my act and the
mm,
authority that I have up there.
yeah,
It comes, naturally, but it comes out better from somebody that's older
yeah,
than like a 28-year-old, telling you how they
yeah, yeah,
um, so yeah, there is something to that, and there's certain acts especially that get better with age, you
yeah,
think like a Don Rickles or somebody like that,
yeah.
that looks so much better coming out of a seasoned person.
Oh, for sure. I could not imagine, like, a 19-year-old, and, like,
Ye
I'm doing comedy for the first time and, like, come at me and Don Rickles. Oh my god, that would be awful.
Yeah, it's just sorta like, "Look at this asshole," you know?
Yeah, yeah, oh my god.
So there is something to that, and I do think, just happy to be still doing it. I think when
Yeah,
I quit for a while I quit for a year, and, I was always kinda, like, half in, half out, and I think coming back, I just realized, like, this is the rest of my life. This is I'm gonna be
yeah,
doing this.
yeah,
So there isn't this panic, this rush of, like, I need to get XYZ right now,
yeah,
Sorta
yeah.
just like, it's gonna go up and down, and I know that now.
Yeah, and that's such a beautiful thing too, where you're like, "I'm doing gonna do this the rest of my life," and it's like a relief in a way of just like, "Oh, you found the love of your life," you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's how I feel about it too, where I'm like, "I'm gonna do this in some variation till the day I die," and so it is kind of a nice, oh, I most people search for their whole lives to find that thing, you know?
Yeah, and I think I fought that for so long just because 'cause I'm such a commitment phobe
Mhm.
anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
um, and I didn't like the fact of, like, needing something, or,
Mhm.
like, to put it like a person, like a relationship, I didn't like to feel like that, but I just had to kind of face facts because when I quit, I was still doing crowd work in the car to
Yeah,
the car next to me on my way to work,
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just who I am, and when you take the comedy away, I'm just sort of just weird and nuts, and it doesn't make any sense to be
Oh, dude, yeah, I feel you where it's just like, "Oh, no, I need an outlet or else I'm gonna be a menace to society."
Yes, exactly. Like, "Oh, I found a place where this fits, and now I'm not just a bitch?"
Literally, I'm like, "Oh, okay, so yeah, I have an outlet to, like, get my grievances out, and I'm not just terrorizing my friends and family," you know? I feel you on that. Uh,
Yes.
well, Kristen, I'm so glad you're here. And audience, Kristen brought us 2 movies tonight. Her first one she ever remembers seeing is Big Top Pee-wee, and then her favorite movie as an adult is Kill Bill. What a hell of a combo. We're gonna find some correlations there. There are some, I think.
Yeah.
So let's start off with Big Top Pee-wee for some stats, audience. So Big Top Pee-wee came out in 1988, directed by Randall Kleiser, starring Paul Rubens and Chris Christopherson, Susan Tyrell. So Kristen, can you tell me about the first time you saw this movie?
I don't have, like, a specific memory, but here's the thing about this movie is, like, I watched this movie when I say every day,
Mhm.
for probably years.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
'cause I get obsessive. I don't like very many things just
Mhm.
in general. I eat the same food all the time.
Yeah.
If I like something, I really like it. Um, but again, like, I didn't know the director. I don't
Yeah.
I can't tell you, like, album names of stuff, you know what I mean? I just
Mhm.
remember the feelings it gives me,
Yeah.
and, so something about this movie, it was so funny to me. I loved Pee-wee.
Mhm.
S I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure, but
Oh, yeah.
something about this movie, we had the VHS, and I just remember just watching it obsessively, and, I mean, I knew every word, and I would, like there's a scene where he goes in to get a a
Yeah.
sandwich,
Yeah.
and, I would have to, like, make a cheese sandwich and eat a pickle, like, with him, and it's so
Oh.
funny because my son is 17 now, but when he was little, he was like this with Jurassic Park.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he would have to act out the scenes exactly with it, so he totally got that from me because I was like that with this movie,
Yeah.
and, so I just remember, like, being in our basement,
Mhm.
just watching this movie all the time, and my kids quote this movie.
Yeah.
Well, like, my anybody that's really close to me will throw a line from this movie at me because they know it's such a part of me.
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
there's something about it too where 'cause I knew we were gonna talk about it, so I was trying to, like, think, like, why I loved it so much, and I think there was something about the fact that he's, like, alone. The
Mhm.
town fucking hates him,
Yeah.
right? Like, when the town does not want him there, nobody likes him, he's friends with this pig,
Yeah.
his pig talks, and just any Pee-wee morning routine gets me jazzed. I love that whole sequence, I love it in the first one, I love it in this one, and so there's something very lonely about him, and me loving him, I just didn't understand why people didn't like him. Now as an
Mhm.
adult, I can see why he would be really obnoxious,
Right.
but I was so on his side that I was like, "These people are out of their mind, like, why wouldn't they just love this guy?" And, then the circus comes to town, and it's like, they don't even fucking accept him.
Which is wild because that is their whole thing, you know?
I know, you've got all these, strange people, and they don't even and he's trying to figure out how to get in with them,
Mhm.
and then, of course, finally he does, but it was just I guess something about being that outsider resonated with me and
Yeah.
always has, and so that's probably some of it, and he just the creativity of it,
Mhm.
the hot dog tree, the
Yeah.
science aspect to it,
Mhm.
um yeah, I adore Paul Rubens.
Oh, yeah. R.I.P.
I know, he's just one of those people in my life. That character is like an actual, like, person to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, and the egg salad my favorite scene, the funniest scene to me is I the egg salad scene.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
He's on a lunch date, and I just
Yeah.
love, like, his calendar. It
Mhm.
only says, like, "Lunch with Winnie,"
Yeah.
but he has to still check it.
Mhm. Yes.
You know? It's like that kind of bit I always love, and then he hates he's guessing all the things like turkey a la king, and he's guessing all
Yes.
these things, fried chicken,
Yeah.
and it's the worst possible option is an egg salad sandwich, and he gets it, and he takes one bite, and he throws it, and then he's laying on her lap, and
Yes.
it starts dripping on his face.
Yes.
And his reaction to that because it's like a little bit,
Yeah.
and then he's see this big and it just I mean, it still to this day makes me laugh. I just love it.
It's so funny, and even that scene too where he, like, tries to run his hands through Winnie's hair, and she's just like, "Ow, ow, ow," and he, like, it's so funny. I'm just like, "How is she engaged to this man?" As an adult watching, like, why is she engaged to this man? You know what I mean?
Oh, I know, and it's just so goofy.
Yeah.
There's so much goofiness and silliness to
Mhm.
Pee-wee that I adore
Yeah.
because, there is that part of me I feel like I can be very silly and goofy, and I sort of I like that humor of, like, when he'll take things very seriously,
Mhm.
and it's almost like I think that's fun, that's always fun. Um, so yeah, I think I just like the creativity and the goofiness of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. I'm with you on that too, because it's like he kind of reminds me, and and maybe it's the character and like how he keeps getting all these like beautiful women to love him, but he kind of reminds me of like, or maybe the blueprint for like a lot of Tim Robinson's characters. You know what I mean?
Yes, dude,
I,
there is a very
yeah,
strong correlation because that's such a good observation. He is he does have a lot of Pee-wee qualities.
yeah,
but it's set in, like, real life,
Mhm.
right? And in modern times, and it's obviously more grounded than Pee-wee, but there
Yeah.
is that same quality, and I
Mhm.
think he's wonderful. I think he's
Oh,
so talented and
brilliant.
so funny. But that's a great observation. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I was thinking that when I was watching this today, because 'cause I'd seen all the Pee-wee movies as a kid, and I just haven't I hadn't watched Big Top in a long time, and I was like, "This is like Tim Robinson, but, like, for kids," you know what I mean? And, like which I think maybe is why maybe there's such a nostalgic quality to Tim's comedy too, where it just feels so like, oh, like, it's kinda chipper and cheery because he has no fucking idea what's going on, you know what
I
I
love
mean?
that. And that's one of my favorite types of comedy is, like, have you
Mhm.
ever seen the movie, The Man Who Knew Too Little with Bill Murray?
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's a great
So
one.
that movie is such another one that is, like, there's a scene where, he doesn't know in that movie, he doesn't know that he's actually in, like, a crime
Mhm.
situation. He thinks it's like a play that is
Yeah.
in real life that his brother paid for him to be in. And so he's got a real gun, and he doesn't know it's a real gun, and he's like the confidence of, like, when you think it's a joke, but it's a real dire situation
Yeah.
is my favorite thing.
It's so funny.
That the confidence, it's like, I actually pray that I can move through life like that,
Yeah.
where that's the kind of spirit I can bring to, like, situations that I don't even realize the danger, you know what I mean?
Dude, that I mean, ignorance is bliss, as they say. I'm like, "Man, I wish I were just more ignorant," honestly.
I know, I know. I mean, honestly, it's almost like because, I mean, we're really called not to be afraid anyway, so it's like,
Right.
if you can whatever it takes to not be afraid. If it takes ignorance, fine. If
Yeah,
you don't have courage, ignorance is a good substitute.
absolutely. So you touched on this already a little bit, but, like, how do you feel that Big Top Pee-wee impacted you as a kid? Obviously, it very much impacted you with comedy, but, like, how did it kinda change your childhood or change how you looked at the world?
Hmm. Well, um, I think just honestly, I think the example of seeing an adult
Mhm,
be so silly
mhm,
and be so, um I think that's such a huge lesson actually because you don't see very many, you'll see cartoons that are silly or you'll see other kids that are silly or
yeah,
kids shows, but it was like watching an adult just being silly, and also there was some creativity about Pee-wee's Playhouse,
mhm,
Pee-wee, all of his movies, um, that I that really, like, had me awestruck. Like, even his, tin can phone, which is like
mm.
FaceTime, like, literally what we're doing right
Yeah, yes.
actually was thinking I should get, like, an empty can of vegetables for when I'm on a Zoom.
Yes.
But, like, the backdrops, he had all of that.
Yeah.
And, the way he would make his breakfast in the movie, and that kind of like, setting up your house in a way that is reflecting who you are,
Mhm.
and, like, parts of your like, his personality was so big, it just spilled out onto the room,
Yeah.
and that was, like, just incredible to me. It still is, I'm, like, in awe of that kind of living, or that idea,
Yeah.
and, um yeah, I'm not sure exactly what did it, but I just think it was everything. I think he just, he was like a dear friend
Mm.
as a kid, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that was kind of like my buddy and my hero in a way.
Mhm.
And yeah, just almost reminding me like you don't have to really get rid of this part of you.
Mhm.
You can kind of bring it in with you, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel you on that too, and, like, I remember thinking, like, as a kid too, when I was watching these movies, I was just like, "Man," it's like, "Oh, an adult is having fun, and an adult has talks to a pet pig, and they talk back," and it's just like, because you know, like, you see adults, and they're all very serious, and, like, in movies, they're all very serious, and it just, like, really I feel that too, it very much inspired me to be like, "Well, why can't things just be a little whimsical?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, and, he's, like, talking to his chair, he's talking to, like, things are his friends because he's in this lonely world, and I think I can just relate to that very much. Um, I certainly can now, and I think I could then even.
Yeah, and that was kinda leading into my next question, which you already kind of got to as well, but it's like, so how does this movie impact you now as an adult? Now that, like, you kinda can see some of the subtext and foreshadowing in these movies, I'm curious, like, how does this differ from you as a kid to you as an adult? 'Cause I know that you said that you love the movie still.
Oh, yeah, I do. Um, I think, like I said, yeah, I think it's more about, um I think when I was a kid, I didn't really see the part about him being so in need of, like, a friend himself,
Yeah,
And, to the point of creating all this whole world just to feel, um, connected, and that I can certainly relate to, I think, in a kinda deep, profound way, and, maybe I'm like that because of him, I don't know.
yeah. No, I feel you, cause yeah, like you'd mentioned earlier, like, it is just there is a lot of loneliness there where there is a kind of that darker undertone to these movies because you watch, like, "Oh, it's fun," and he has a circus, and he has a fun house, but it's like he had to create all of that because nobody liked him, and even though he did yeah, I'm just like, "God, that fucking sucks."
No, and yeah, and then also, like, um, even that scene, when he's trying to get in the circus,
Yeah.
he's trying all the things, and he's trying
Mhm.
the trapeze and it's not working, and he's trying the tight whatever it is,
Mhm.
and, that very much feels like, trying to get into show business. I think
Yes.
that there's a parallel there where it's like, "Am I gonna get this thing? No, I'm not." So it's like
Mhm.
back to the, "This didn't work, so you try this." And so maybe there's some of that,
Mhm.
and I also can relate to obviously in Big Top Pee-wee, he's dating,
Yes.
which is unusual for Pee-wee
Yeah.
because Pee-wee's sort of ace, you know what I mean? He's a
Oh,
little
totally
asexual,
totally
and
that vibe.
yeah, and there's an element to that I can relate to as well, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like having no just kind of being, like, grossed out by that,
Yeah.
like, not really interested in it, but, just that innocence of, like, not wanting to go there,
Right.
um, and yeah, I mean, if he woulda got laid, maybe he wouldn't need a talking chair, but it's like
Tha that's the sound clip, that's the clip.
but, there is something about that too where I'm like, "Yeah, I could see that
Yeah.
being," um and, yeah, I think it was cool that he found love, they show, like, when he gets laid, there's, like, a train going into the tunnel and, like, a
Yes.
lava explosion, and he's like, "The calla lilies are in bloom again," he's like
Like that.
and I remember thinking as a kid, like, when you had sex, like, that's what you felt or something, you know what I mean? And then, of course,
Right.
it didn't happen, and I was like, "Wait,
Yeah.
um, why aren't the calla lilies in bloom right now?"
Why did they all die when this happened?
I'm just sore, and I feel
Yeah.
awkward.
Right, yeah, and now I have this man here.
Um, but yeah, I think also I don't know what I think about it now. The supporting cast
Mhm.
is great. Like, I didn't know
Oh,
that was
yeah.
Chris Christopherson. I didn't know who
Yeah.
that was when I was 7, but,
Yeah.
now I'm like, "Wow, that was really cool," and he's got some funny scenes, him and
Mhm.
Pee-wee on the wagon,
Mm.
and Pee-wee's just like, "What do you mean, Mace?" And he's getting, like, this serious conversation. Um So, yeah, I think that's always, fun to go back. Also, if you're talking about, like, Danny Elfman music-wise with the
Yeah,
first one, um, the music is such a big part of that first movie, the Pee-wee
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
It really I mean, it's incredible, the Tim Burton, Danny Elfman team on that first one,
yeah.
and then you throw Pee-wee in, it's like a incredible, you
It's
know?
yeah, it's like a lightning in a bottle with those 3 because it's just like their sensibilities all made sense with each other, like the humor and it's slightly left of center, but it's still, like, for kids, you know what I mean?
Well, and it's so interesting because, like, Pee-wee was there is some darkness and, like,
Oh, yeah.
very also, um, like, queerness about Pee-wee
Yes.
that was, you know, actually very familiar to me when I was a kid. Like, my mom kinda took in a lot of young gays in my house,
Yeah.
and, so, I mean, that was nothing unusual for me, but maybe
Mhm.
that was something that felt familiar, and I just think that I don't think that that made me like it more or dislike it or uncomfortable. I just think it made it more familiar, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed that aspect of it. I still do. I feel like, um, yeah, I mean, he's such an icon and, uh, yeah, there's so much there too. I was trying to think of who was reminding me of Pee-wee. I'll think of it.
Yeah.
But there was somebody else that I was thinking is like a modern day, not Tim Robbins. That's
Yeah.
such a great call,
Oh,
dude.
thank you. I was rewatching Detroiters, this past weekend, and then and been watching The Chair Company and all that too, and then watching this movie. I'm like, "Oh, I wonder if Pee-wee was an influence for him," because, given his age, I would assume this is probably something that was an influential movie and TV show for him. So I just was like,
100%.
yeah,
I don't
I
think
could
there's
see it.
anybody like our age
Yeah,
that isn't influenced by him in some way.
for sure.
And did you see Friendship?
Oh my god, I loved it. Holy cow, it's so funny.
It's so funny. I mean, that was dark and
Mhm.
funny.
Yeah.
That scene where he starts eating the soap.
Oh my god, I know. I was like, "What is happening?"
Oh my gosh. I mean, that was brutal to watch. It was
Yeah.
brutal to watch. Um, but I love that he's willing to just make himself that uncomfortable to
For
watch.
sure. Yeah.
It's, um, yeah,
It's a
really fun.
it's a skill for sure because it's like, 'cause you think as an entertainer, as a comedian, you're like, "Oh, I could do that." But then when you are in any kinda slightly uncomfortable situation, you're just like, "Oh, no, no, no. Your ego can't handle it." You know what I mean? Like, "Oh, no, I can't. I know, not me." And he just doesn't give a fuck, and I think that's really awesome.
I know, and it pays off because so
Mhm.
few people are willing to do that. Yeah, I just, like, have gotten into him in, like, the past year. I
Love
don't know, I was
him.
sleeping on him, and
Yeah.
he's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad there's a backlog of things to look up now that I am excited, you know?
Oh, yeah, I know that, Conor O'Malley's special, the one that's on YouTube, where he, like, basically is, like, trying to, like, be a pyramid do, like, a Shark Tank, but he's trying to sell AI to do like, AI can be a comedian, and so he's like it's a whole special is this concept of him, like, being on Shark Tank and trying to sell people he has a PowerPoint and all that stuff, and I'm just like, he's so funny, and
Yeah.
again, just he's willing to just, like, kinda go there and not give a shit what people think. I love that too.
Well, and he's also created this kind of vibe where you could put him in fucking anything, and
Oh,
it's gonna
yeah.
you could put him in a white padded room, and it would be funny.
Oh,
You know
for
what I mean? Which
sure.
is so hard to do, to
Yeah.
create that where, that you could just it's like a plug, just drop
Mhm.
him anywhere and watch him go. So, anyway, that's hats off to him, that's great.
Yeah, that whole, like, crew of guys, which I think a lot of them probably came out of Chicago, I'm guessing too, because like, a lot of those guys, like Tim and Connor, like, Aidy Bryant is married to Connor O'Malley. I think they all came out of, like, probably doing Chicago improv, I'm
Oh,
guessing.
yeah.
Yes, which is very cool. Like, they can definitely tell that they have been doing that for a long time, so,
Yeah.
um
I haven't met any of them, but that would be nice to see them.
You got to. It's gonna happen. We're manifesting it now for you and for me.
Yeah.
But hell yeah. So are you ready to talk about Kill Bill?
Yes, I am.
Yes, let's go. So audience for some stats. Kill Bill came out in 2003, written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. And
Mm, well,
starring, we'll just say, we're just gonna say one person's name, starring Uma Thurman, because there's many people in that movie, but this is her movie. Both of them are. So why is this one of your favorite movies?
well, I remember, like, it came out, in 2 parts, I'm pretty
Mhm,
sure it was
mhm.
yeah, like, 2 releases,
Yeah.
and the first one, well, when it first came out, I don't think I had seen an action movie. First of all, I love Quentin Tarantino,
Oh, same. Yeah.
so that like, anything he puts out, I'm gonna see
Mhm.
and try and see it, in the theaters right away. But so I was already in. I love Uma Thurman,
Mhm.
and just seeing a woman in a lead action movie was really inspiring. I love that. I think I have, you know, a lot of violence in me, so it's like almost
Yeah.
like I think these 2 movies, it's like goofy and violent are
Yeah.
pretty big parts of me, I would say. If I had to give you 5 words, those would be 2 of them. But
Yeah.
I'm the way it's shot too,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
you know, just all I mean, all of it. It's beautifully shot. The storyline is incredible. The
Mhm.
action scenes are incredible. The female lead, the, um the sword fighting, the making of the sword. I love a training montage. I love
Yes.
anytime you put a montage with either a makeover or, like, training of some kind,
Mhm.
I love a montage.
Oh, yeah.
And so that whole thing, and just her resilience in that
Mhm.
movie is so inspiring.
God. Yeah.
She literally is buried alive,
Yeah.
and I think that scene especially was something for me that I just thought, "Oh, I fucking love this," you know?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
somebody she's been wronged,
Mhm.
and I'm a Scorpio, so of course I have, like, for vengeance, and my vengeance is, like, fulfilled in that movie, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, even in that scene where where she's getting out of the coma and she's, like, kills both of those dudes who raped her, basically multiple times, and I'm like, "Let's fucking go!" 'Cause
I know,
that
I'm
is,
like,
like
"Alright, Aileen Moore," and I was, like, starting out with Aileen,
yeah,
Wuornos but no, that's fucking great when she and then sh just, like, wiggle your big toe, like, her doing
yeah,
that
yeah,
is, like I think everybody at some point in your life I mean, obviously, God forbid you're, like, actually paralyzed.
right.
Like, you have a moment or you've had moments where you have to, like, will yourself to do something that you
Mhm.
don't know if you can do, and it's just, like, such a example of that feeling of, like, that determination
Yeah.
and the resilience of that character and the skill,
Mhm.
um, and also just to see a woman that just is like, "Fuck you." Like,
Yeah.
like, "You did me wrong,
Mhm.
you did me wrong, and you knew I was coming, so why did you do it?" You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you're gonna get exactly what you thought you'd get if
Mhm.
I got you, you
Yeah.
know? So, I just love that because you don't see that at all. I can't think of any other characters that are like that, because
Yeah.
she's not necessarily trying to be a good person.
Right, exactly. She that the morality is not she has her own level, her own compass, morality compass with that, which makes sense, but she is, like, objectively, like, she's not, like, trying to be a good person, exactly.
Yeah, she's not a hero.
Mhm.
She thinks her daughter's dead, so she's not even trying to save her daughter. She's just like, "You
Right.
fucked me over, and
Mhm.
now I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah.
And I just think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I do too. It's so, like it's so cool to see that. It's definitely, like, come out in 2003. It's been a minute since it was 2003, like, I
Yeah.
just think, like, that movie and that character is just so ahead of its time too. Because like, now you've seen multiple rip-offs of Kill Bills, coming out now with all the and I just think that I just think that that movie really is just so unique and just so, like, stylistically beautiful. Big
Yeah.
fan.
And, like, the other thing was that it wasn't just men, you know what I mean, that she was
Yes.
fighting.
Yeah.
It was other women,
Mhm.
and so, I'm all for, like, women supporting women,
Of
but it's
course,
like,
yeah.
it was cool to see her, uh, sort of I mean, just 2 women going at it and, like, being so brutal
Yeah.
and, like, literally trying to kill each other. I don't think I had ever really seen that before either.
Yeah, you come to think of it, that isn't that common. It is, like, usually a woman fighting a man, but, like and, like, yeah, and any kind of women fighting women is kinda toned down or, like, overly sexualized, and this was just, like, they are yeah, you know what I
That's
mean?
that's the other thing, dude.
Mhm.
It wasn't like they weren't Jello wrestling or mud
Right,
wrestling.
right.
They're, like, in a kitchen with
Yes.
cereal flying everywhere and
Yeah,
knife fights, and
yeah,
or they're in a trailer and she fucking grabs her eye out. Oh my
yeah. I
god,
know, dude.
that scene is insane.
Yeah.
And, or she gets her was it Lucy Liu? She, like,
Mhm.
chops her head off. So
Yes.
and that whole part too, where she's fighting all, like, what is it, 188 men or something?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's
And the
insane.
blood is, like, squirting out. It's like a throwback to, like, those old kung fu movies or whatever.
Mhm. Yeah.
And, um, yeah, I mean, that was beautiful. And back then, the moves they were doing, obviously, she was, like, on a cable or
Mhm.
something,
Right,
but
right.
that whole thing was, like, new. We
Mhm.
didn't It wasn't like CGI was that big back then.
Yeah.
You could tell they were actually, like, they had rehearsed it and they're, like, fighting it out. I know she had a stunt double and everything for a lot of that, but,
Yeah.
um, yeah, just the way it was done was beautifully shot and entertaining to watch. The
Yeah.
story is fantastic, and she's just such a badass,
Mhm.
and I love that. And honestly, I've been waiting for the sequel because she hints at the 3rd one, you know?
I know, I feel like and Tarantino was like, "I'm only making 10 movies."
I
Whatever, I
saw
think
that.
yeah, so I think he's on I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think was 7 or 8, but one of them has to be Kill Bill Volume 3. It has
I
to be, you know?
know, 'cause she said to what is her name? Vivica Fox's daughter,
Yeah.
like, "If you feel raw about it, come find me," or whatever, and it's like,
Right.
what a fucking beautiful thing to say, first
Mhm.
of all.
Yeah.
I loved that. That
Mhm.
really was like she knows she just killed her mom, and she,
Right.
like, isn't really apologetic about it. She's just
Yeah.
saying, like, "If you feel that way, like, come and find me, I'll be waiting," kind of a thing.
Right, and I would love to see volume 3 now because now we have Maya Hawke, Uma Thurman's daughter, who looks just like her. I think that would just be so great, and I know she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as well, so it's like she's already out there doing stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, to have the daughter and, and Beatrix, I mean, and having her actual daughter, I think that'd be really cool, you know?"
Yeah, and even, like, you mentioned her name, just the whole, like, not revealing her name for some reason,
Yes. That was
quirk
I yeah.
quirky things like that, and then the wedding scene,
Mhm.
the bride, I think I can I mean, in hindsight now, I feel like, you know, um, her just, like, running to get married and try to have this, like, normal life
Yeah.
and thinking that that was gonna work, and then it didn't,
Mhm.
and it ended disastrously. I think I can relate to that a little bit, and I'm like, "Yeah, that kinda makes, sense to me," and it's sort of like, yeah, just trying to play this regular wife role, and it's like she has this is how she but we know how she really is, so it's like,
Right.
um, yeah, so
Yeah,
cool. I mean, what a
it is.
badass.
Truly. And do you remember the first time you saw this movie?
I think it must have been in the theater,
Yeah.
obviously. I think that's what
Yeah.
we did back then. And the yeah, the first one ends with Lucy Liu,
Mhm.
and I remember just feeling like, "Oh, I can't wait for the rest of it."
Yeah.
I kind of don't like a volume
Mm.
typically because
Yeah.
I'm impatient and I don't wanna wait,
Yeah.
and I prefer things just tidied up,
Oh, yeah.
But, I don't know who I was with or where I was, but
Yeah.
I do remember that I bought it, and
Yeah.
then I was married. I got married in 2004,
Mhm.
and, I was also pregnant,
Yeah.
and I remember watching the VHS all the time,
Yeah.
and my husband did not like the movie.
Of course not. I don't know a lot. Yeah, of course he wouldn't like that movie. Shocker. But, like, I just given that you're not together anymore, of course.
But his beef was, like, it was too slow. Like,
What?
she would take the sword out like this, and I remember him specifically talking about the slowness which she, like, unsheathed the sword, and
Yeah.
I remember thinking, like just being, like, annoyed about that, but I was so
Yeah.
newly married that I was like, "Okay, it's not a big deal," but it was a red flag for sure.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like, I
Yeah,
mean I
he
mean
didn't like it. Maybe he was scared that I liked it so much, I don't know.
Oh, I think there's something too, and there's a filmmaker, I don't remember who it was, but the quote is like, "If people who are together and they don't like the same movies, then they're probably not gonna last." And I think that, people can say that entertainment is superficial or whatever, but I think movies, music, all TV shows, all those things, but I think movies, because like, they're so ingrained in our culture already, and, like, it's such an event to go see a movie. Typically is, like, I think that if you like the same thing as someone else, that means you probably have similar morals or similar interests, or just, like, you see the world in a similar way based on, like, what you enjoy. And so, like, I think that quote's very profound, and so, sounds like that wasn't the case with you and your ex-husband.
Yeah. You know what, we to now that you mention it, in fact, that's funny, not to make this about my divorce or
No,
marriage.
let's fucking go.
Like, when I did get divorced, I was saying, to my kids, not at the same time, whatever. I just said, like, the only music that we liked the same, my ex and I, we liked Johnny Cash was the only crossover.
Wow.
The only.
Wow.
The only person that we could both enjoy at the same time.
Wow.
So, there is some truth in that, like, we didn't like the same stuff, and that was a
Yeah.
big just it does kind of say something, I think.
I think so too, and also Johnny Cash is, like, beloved, so that one is, like, that yeah, that's
If you don't
interesting.
like Johnny Cash, you're psychopath,
Yeah,
so
he's kinda, like, up there with, like, a Dolly Parton or something like
yeah.
that. If you don't like her, then, like, there's something wrong with you. There's truly something wrong with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is something to that where, like, also, like, I was seeing a guy a couple years ago, and he, did not like David Lynch, who I love, and, like, just could not stomach Twin Peaks. I tried to get him to watch it. He just kept falling asleep or getting on his phone the whole time, and obviously didn't work out because he's a giant asshole for other reasons, but, I mean, he sucks for a lot of other reasons, but just looking back, I'm like, "Yeah, like, why do I have to try and, like, dumb down something that I love so much?" Like, "Oh, well, it is slow and whatever, and I get it's not for everyone," and, like, and so I think about that often too, where I'm just like, "No, like, entertainment, and, like, just art, not just entertainment cheapens what it is. The art, like, what we consume, that is what makes us, you know?"
Yeah, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think it is important, and I think that it certainly is a bond, like, when you both like, I know that there's if I like some music and someone else is and I have that in common, I do feel sort of like a kinship with them. I do
Yeah.
feel closer to them even if we don't know each other very well,
Mhm.
which that whole awareness is kind of new to me. I never had that sort of, I never belonged to, like, a certain group of, like, we like this kind of music.
Right. You're not a juggalo is what you're saying.
No, but I've been thinking on starting.
Yeah. Well, damn, I was hoping to expose you on this podcast as a juggalo, but it's okay. Next time.
Yeah, next time. But yeah, I do see that in the small ways that I participate in things like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
don't feel comfortable belonging to any group, Courtney, that's
Oh,
my problem,
that's
is
fair.
I don't like to be in any kind of group.
Yeah, I get you with that. Like I was thinking about this recently too, where like I went to college and I went to Kent State in Ohio, and I'm very like adverse to wearing any like school merch or also even like any sports teams. I wear a lot of like movie t-shirts and like band t-shirts, but like I'm mildly interested in sports, but I don't like wearing sports. I don't want people thinking that I'm part of this thing. And because because it's like I don't need people to know that I'm interesting, I guess is what it is. You know what I mean? Like they can find that out on their own. They don't need I don't need to like wear it on my chest all the time, you know? So
Yeah,
I'm kind of in the
literally.
same way.
Yeah, I guess I don't know, this is all sort of like this kind of thinking is something I've been thinking about a lot lately,
Mhm.
um, because I never I think I'm thinking about it more honestly because of comedy and because of,
Mhm.
like, everybody's, like, branding and, like, who your audi know your audience, and so it's
Yeah.
like that type of thinking has me thinking about this type of stuff more because honestly, aside from just never really wanting to be a part of, like, a group,
Mhm.
I physically get, like, ugh about
Yeah.
it, and I don't like groups in general.
Yeah.
I don't. I really I love people one-on-one,
Mhm.
and I really do love them,
Yeah.
and but as soon as they get, like, more than 3 people, I'm like, "Ugh." I start to not like them,
Yeah.
and so but anyway, I forgot where I was going with that. It's just I don't I never really put my personality reliant on what I like.
Yeah. I get you for on that too, and also I get you.
Consciously, obviously, subconsciously, I've done that,
Oh, for
but
sure. Yeah.
like, I've never been like, if you were to ask me to describe myself, it wouldn't be with, like, what I consume,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah. You're goofy and violent. Those are the those are the 2. That's how we would describe Kristen Toomey, how you
Yeah,
would describe
that's right.
yourself.
I can live with that.
I love it. Yeah, I feel you on that too, and I get you with the group mentality too, because like once you get more people there, then everyone kind of has that pack mentality, and like there's some like it's just a different vibe. But I think people start to kind of like change how they behave a little bit if there's more people there. And it just doesn't always feel like, and when more people show up to something, it's like, oh, I thought we had a nice thing going, and now there's people here, and now you're acting different or whatever, So I totally get you on that too.
Yeah, I do. I think, like, there's something, um and maybe that is it. I mean, I could be very controlling, and I can also feel like if I'm in a place with a lot of ego, my ego's gonna come out, and that's not attractive for anybody and enjoyable for me to even have it happen, so it's like,
Yeah,
there is something about that I like to avoid. I don't like to feel like a clash or any you know what I'm saying? I don't know,
yeah.
that c
Yeah. No, I totally get what you're saying too, and, yeah, that's also something I like about, Kill Bill too, is that she is just fully alone. She does her thing. You know what
like,
I
the 2 characters are just alone that I love.
I was gonna say, actually, that's one of the so that leads me into my next question is what are the correlations that you see between these 2 movies?
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, they both are very alone,
Yeah.
and they're both I don't know, I think what's driving each of them is different,
Yeah, definitely.
you know? Um, like, I like that she has her own moral code, I feel like that, she's not really going off of any other law, but how she feels like she has to settle the score or whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I've I feel like I don't really know what motivates Pee-wee other than I don't really know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that there's definitely correlations for sure. I think one is that they're both movies are very, like, highly stylized, you know? I think just, like, there's a vision. It's not just, like, "We're gonna throw this out here," like, both, Pee-wee being a franchise, like, coming in and, like, this other director who wasn't Tim Burton taking it over and still giving it like, still keeping it in, like, very, like, genre-esque, you know what I mean? Like, there's, like, a lot of fantastical elements to it that like, where both of these movies live in our universe or in a version of our universe, and but, like, they have their own rules and everything, and I really enjoy that. And yeah, I would speak to the loneliness of both of them too and how they're just like they I whether what the way that they, like, internalize it, I think is a little bit different, but they are fully, like, on their own and wanting some sort of a connection, I think, like, obviously, Beatrix like, if she wants revenge because she also feels like she had her whole life taken from her, you know what I mean? And
Mm.
Pee-wee just doesn't have anyone. I mean, yeah, the fact that also, I wanna say the fact that he's, like, engaged and he still feels alone, that's something there's something to that too, so,
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that too. But I think, yeah, there is something, I don't know. I guess I do love to be alone actually,
I get
probably
it.
too much.
Mhm.
And so I think I remember as a kid just being like, that's that movie line from Home Alone
Mhm.
where Kevin is like, "I can't wait to grow up and get married and be alone, like live alone."
Yes,
You
yes.
know?
Oh, yeah.
When I grow up and get married, I'm living alone. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like I say that to myself a lot because it's like I think that line became like some kind of mantra in my subconscious. Like, there is just something about, I just kind of wanted to live alone.
Yeah.
And I like to be alone. I think, to a point. I don't know. I hope
Yeah.
that's not forever, but that's for right now. And then who knows?
Yeah.
But I think women, especially as you age, you get so, um I think for men, it's like the older you get, the more you wanna settle down, right?
Mm,
Nobody wants to be
yeah.
like 50-year-old guy at the bar looking for ass or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and then it's like the 50-year-old woman is like, "Get the fuck," like,
Mhm.
we need people less because we don't really need protection so much because nobody's really trying to fuck us like that. So it's like
Yeah.
we don't have to beat the men off, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the need for it just is different, you know what I mean?
Mm,
It's just a different I think women are better off the older we get being alone
I
than
think I do
studies
too.
even show that we live longer.
I was gonna say that, yeah, that it's like that women are better off alone because, like, they have a healthier, happier life because and men die without women because in heteronormative relationships, they die without women because they can't fucking put their pants on in one leg at a time. They don't know how to do that, you know what I mean?
How are they in charge?
Oh, I don't know.
Girl,
I think it's
mm,
just because they're slightly stronger than us physically, and that's very annoying.
it's
It is
really, really so stupid.
it is, and, like, yeah, I've seen stuff, like, online where people say that or studies show that men settle down not with the one, but when they're ready to settle down, so they'll just pick any woman. They're like, "Yeah, okay, I'm ready to not be a fuckboy anymore. You'll be my wife." And then and that's, like and then where women are a little more, thoughtful as the and who they wanna be with, and I think that's where the disconnect happens a lot too. Like, I'm 32, I've been single for a long time, and, at this point, I'm just like, honestly, like, every time I think about going out with a man or anybody that I might have a crush on, I'm just like, "Oh god." You know? You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I love to have a crush. I do
Yeah,
love to have a
it's
crush. I mean, they're
fun.
few and far between for me these days.
Yeah.
I seem to have them a lot more often when it was, like, not possible.
Mm.
Like a
Yeah,
not possible crush.
yeah. Oh, yeah, love it. Unattainable,
Understandable, yeah.
my therapist I am the same way. My therapist is like, "Well, Courtney, you're emotionally unavailable." And I'm like, "Well, fuck you. I have lots of friends." And she's just like, "Well, that's why you keep picking these men who don't know how to do anything and aren't available."
Yeah.
It's
Because
interesting.
yeah, it's safe and, you don't have to do anything about it, really.
Yeah.
as soon as it becomes reality, there's like that Bukowski quote, like,
Mhm.
"Love burns at the daylight of reality," or something, is a fog
Yeah.
that I'm saying?
Yes, I love that quote. Yeah.
That is, that is I've found to be, unfortunately, pretty true.
Yeah. What is it? A crush is just a lack of information is what I hear too.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. I think we're doing pretty well in other departments of our lives, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I mean, if it's gonna happen, it'll happen, I feel like, maybe
Yeah.
it's like South by Southwest. You just stop thinking about it and you get it.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe you'll meet him at South by Southwest West next year. Who's to say, you know? Just some
Yeah.
humble guy who's there just to have a good time and has, like, an
Oh,
avocado tattoo or something, you know what I mean?
to match my artichoke.
Yeah, I know that. I just was like, "Oh, what's a funny thing to have a tattoo of?" It
And
"Oh,
it's
avocado."
actually it's a lotus, but it looks like an artichoke.
Oh, I like it. It's cute.
So,
Um,
anyway.
so Kristen, I have a couple more questions for you, then I'll let you go. I'll let you go. I don't wanna keep you too long. So I just so some these are my, like, my rapid fire questions, but answer them at your own pace, you know? So with both movies, if you had to recast every character with the Muppets, but keep one human in each movie, who would be the human be, and who are some of the Muppets you'd want in these movies?
Oh my goodness. That would be I mean, both movies would
Hon
work very well
Yes.
as Muppet movies.
Yes, agreed.
I think that wait, which one are we doing first?
Oh, let's do Pee-wee first.
Okay. Pee-wee would stay Pee-wee. You gotta
Mhm.
have Pee-wee because
Yeah.
they should have done a Pee-wee Muppet movie.
Oh my god, that would've
Why
been
didn't they
so
do that?
good. Right. It's too late now.
No. Yeah, I would say AI, but no, I don't wanna work.
No, 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 yeah.
But yeah, I would say, uh, Midge,
Mhm. Yeah, oh, little lady, yeah.
little lady would
Uh-huh.
be Miss Piggy,
Oh, yes.
and not Vance, which you would think Vance,
Yeah.
pig. But
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
um, I think Kermit would be Vance, the pig,
Yeah, that's cute.
and, um, the Winnie character would be who's the one that just beeps all the time?
Oh, a Beaker?
Yeah. Um, and then Chris Christopherson's character would be Gonzo,
That's good. I agree. Yeah.
and Gina,
Mhm.
the Italian, that would have to be Fonzie. Fozzie, I mean, not
Fozzie Bear, the world's greatest stand-up comedian.
yeah,
Waka waka. Just
and it's gotten real gay all of a sudden.
Oh, we love it, but Pee-wee's already a little gay. He's a little fruity, you know?
Yeah, finally.
Yeah,
Um, who are the other Muppets? Who's oh, and then the Pee Wee Herman wants a pickle guy
yeah.
is the balcony guy, one of the
Yeah,
balcony
oh,
guys.
yeah, I think Grover and yeah, or not Grover, I can't remember their names right now, but yeah, but, like, the old guys.
Yeah, um, and who else is the Muppets?
Oh, so there's, there's, the Eagle, there's Oscar the Grouch, there's the Count.
Wait, Oscar the Grouch is a
Yeah.
Muppet?
Oh, I also count, like, Sesame Street too in this too, so
Oh, okay, who would Oscar the Grouch be?
I don't know, maybe like a townsperson, you know, like maybe one of the ones that eats like the little weenie on a stick and becomes a kid because 'cause they're so shitty, you know?
Yeah, um, yeah, those little old ladies, I love that scene where, like, "This'll
Yeah.
make a nice doily, don't you think, May?" And he's like,
Right.
"I'm starving." It's
Yes.
man. So, yeah, I think the rest of the Muppets would just be the townspeople because there aren't very many and then the
Right.
circus people.
Yeah, they just would fill out with whoever they have. There's a lot of background Muppets, I think, too, that are just, like, in, like, the ensemble, I feel like, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Um, that's it, right?
Yeah, and then what about Kill Bill?
So for Kill Bill, I think Miss Piggy being Uma Thurman's character would be
Cause
so good.
she does, like, her high she's already, like, doing her karate anyway. Yeah,
Who's
so she
there?
so perfect.
Yeah, that would be so perfect. And then, yeah, like Fozzie would be, Buck. I think
Oh, oh, yeah. Buck who fucks, yeah, ugh.
yeah, Buck. Um, and then who would Kermit be? Bill,
Ooh. Yeah,
obvious.
Kermit would be Bill, which yeah, unfortunately so, but, like, the leading man, yeah. Miss Piggy and Kermit, of course. Yeah, pink
Yeah,
and
of
green.
course.
Yeah.
Of course. They could actually have done this. Gonzo would be like Lucy Liu's character.
Mhm. Yeah.
Could see that. And who would be like Bud, is it?
Yeah, Bud.
Bud the
Uh,
cheer. Um, Animal.
Animal. Oh, yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah. And then I guess just fill in the rest. I don't know.
No, those are I mean, yeah, those are solid picks, for sure. I mean, I would watch both of those movies of Muppets. They would work really well,
They
honestly.
would. That's a good question, actually.
Oh, thank you. I think it's a fun, like, icebreaker question, for people, and I think for the movies, it's fun. I like to think about that stuff too. So, and then Kristen, final question before I let you go. So what is your go-to movie snack and drink, either in the theater or at home? What do you gotta have?
I have to have in the movie theater, I have to have Milk Duds.
Mm.
I'm a Milk Dud. They're gluten free, so
Yeah, yeah.
uh, I love popcorn, but I can't eat it. It's just too it always makes my stomach hurt. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just not, and, like, popcorn is, like, bad for inflammation, so I just don't eat it anymore, but
Mm.
Milk
Yeah.
Duds definitely the last time I went and saw One Battle After Another recently, and
I
I
gotta
got it
see that. I'm so excited. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm so
no,
excited to see it.
it's so good, and I got a caramel apple at the Kilwins next door, and I had 'em
Yeah.
cut it up, and I put it in my purse, and I
Yeah.
brought that in, that was delicious.
Oh.
Um, so milk but I have to have, like, some kind of caramel, it looks like. Some kind of
Yeah,
yeah.
I like the through line with that too, and do you have, like, a drink that you like to get, like an icy or, like, are you like or, or Coke or anything?
No, just a and in fact, I don't really usually get anything, maybe like a sparkling water.
Hmm, yeah.
I'm like a soda water gal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't drink pop anymore.
Yeah,
It's usually just soda water or just a water.
I feel you, and also with, like, the snacks, you wanna stay hydrated, and I think soda in general isn't good for that, and, like, alcohol definitely isn't good for that, so
What do you get?
normally, what I do is I'm not much of a eater when it comes to movies 'cause I think I don't like hearing myself chew while trying to watch something that I'll eat, if I'm at home watching something, but in the theater, I'm kind of annoying where I'm like, I just don't eat a whole lot. I do like popcorn though. Like when all the Star Wars movies were coming out, I'd get the collectible popcorn bucket with all the popcorn. But generally speaking, I like either like a couple glasses of wine or like a beer or something like that, or sparkling water, just something to kind of sip on and like just kind of relax and like enjoy it. So I'm definitely like I treat going to the movies almost like as going to church in a way where I'm like it is like my religion in a way.
Well,
Yeah, I don't that's pretty much what I stick to is liquids. Unless I'm doing like a double or triple feature, then I will have to get something to eat since I won't leave the theater, but
yeah. I do think it's weird how much we eat in the dark. I feel like there's something I don't really like eating in the dark in general. I get so mad when I leave, comedy clubs sometimes, like, driving home, if I smell, like, the fryer.
oh, hate it.
Oh, I can't like, people eating chicken in the dark. First of all, you shouldn't eat chicken in the dark because you can't see if it's cooked
Yeah.
all the way.
Oh god, that's so true.
And people just, like, eating popcorn chicken in the dark, like, watching live entertainment especially is, like,
Yeah.
repulsive to me. Eating live while watching live entertainment is a it bothers me
Mhm.
as a rule, and, like, even I think this amount that people eat during an hour-long something
Yeah.
show, it's really it's ridiculous. Same thing with a flight,
Oh, the flights are
like
crazy.
Why do we need to we don't need a meal serve like, it's 2 hours.
I know.
You have to eat something every 2 hours. I get some people are tired and they haven't eaten yet,
Right.
but it's just, like, the way it's, like, forced on people to be
To always be
eating so
eating.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's
common dude, the
go eat at a restaurant, then do something.
right, dude, the comedy club thing too, because I get it's like the 2 item minimum, whatever, and they get you with the, in my opinion, pretty gross food. I mean, that I'm not calling any
Oh,
club out there, it's all gross. Like, I'm so
it's true.
the best clubs
I'll
in the
say it.
world.
I say it on from the stage sometimes. I say,
Yeah.
"Fucking disgusting eating this chicken."
Yeah, and then also
Thanks,
and a
leaving.
and as the comic, sometimes, like, that's our only meal that we're gonna be getting for the night because you don't wanna
Oh,
buy anything. God, I yeah, and then, yeah, then you walk out smelling bad, and I think about that too, where it's like, it is, like, it's distracting, I think, because live entertainment, 'cause especially with comedy, like, if you miss one line, you're gonna miss the punchline. If you're, like, chomping on a chip or something like that, you're not gonna hear it, and it's just or you're ordering from your waitress to order another pitcher of margaritas or whatever, like, "Hey, do your thing. Love and light to all of you who like to eat and drink at a show. We appreciate you coming to shows," but also it's just, like, I think it cheapens the
no, I'll
experience.
say it. I'll say it. Don't fucking eat at the show. Go home, eat after, eat before. It's gross to be sitting eating chicken in the dark.
Just,
There's
like,
some
shoving it like, looking up at someone, like, shoving it in your face, while someone's talking about, like, their most traumatic moment of their life, you know?
like, telling yeah, and it's like, I maybe the candy or popcorn or something like that, but
Yeah.
to have a fucking pizza, to have
To the
a,
pizzas, I know.
whole meal in front of you, it's like,
Yeah.
do it before. Serve
Yeah,
the food. I'm saying make your money before, but, like, when the
I
show's
agree.
going,
It's
just
annoying.
it's gross. It's not
Yeah,
annoying, it's gross is what
it
it
I
is.
and it is gross. 'Cause, like, people are just chomping down, and it's just, like, you just and you can like, even, like, if you have a moment of silence as a comedian on stage, you can hear the chewing, and I'm just like, "Oh god." You know what I mean?
Oh, it makes me grossed out,
It's
and I
gross.
want to say sometimes I'm like, "How are you fucking eating that right now?" Like,
Yeah, truly.
seriously.
Oh my god. I'm with you 100%. And on that note, Kristen, do you where can people find you and what do you have going on?
Well, I'm going they can find me on Instagram at Kristen Toomey on there and, or Threads or Facebook, and then or TikTok too.
But Kristen, and I love you.
I love you too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for having me.
Of course, thank you for being on. And audience, it's been another episode of Core Memory, and we'll talk soon. This has been Core Memory, a podcast about movies, and I'm your host, Cortney Warner. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Please feel free to like and subscribe on anywhere that you get your podcasts. Would absolutely love the support on there. If you enjoyed today's episode and any of our other episodes, also we are on Instagram at Core Memory Pod. Please feel free to give us a follow on there as well if you want any behind the scenes tidbits or any kind of fun visuals on there. And again, thank you for listening, and we hope that you'll listen again soon.